Did you know that Tesla just announced a car that can drive itself for over 1,000 miles without any human intervention whatsoever? I'm Dani, and today I'm going to show you exactly how Tesla's new full self-driving technology is about to change everything you thought you knew about transportation forever. In the next 12 minutes, you're going to discover the 3 breakthrough technologies that make this possible, why traditional car manufacturers are scrambling to catch up, and most importantly, what this means for your daily commute starting as early as next year. You'll also learn about the hidden costs nobody talks about, and whether this technology is actually safe enough for your family. Before we dive deep into this revolutionary technology, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because Auto Intel brings you the latest automotive breakthroughs every single week. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in the world of electric vehicles. Let's start with something that will blow your mind. Tesla's latest full self-driving beta isn't just an upgrade. It's a complete reimagining of how cars think, see, and react to the world around them. The system now processes over 36 billion data points every single second. That's more computational power than the entire internet had just 20 years ago, and it's all happening in the computer sitting in your dashboard. The first breakthrough that makes this possible is Tesla's new neural network architecture. Think of it like giving your car a human brain, but one that never gets tired, never gets distracted, and never makes emotional decisions. This neural network doesn't just recognize objects on the road. It predicts what every single object is going to do up to 8 seconds into the future. Your car literally sees the future before it happens. Here's where it gets really interesting. The system learns from every single Tesla on the road. When one Tesla encounters a new situation, like a construction zone or unusual traffic pattern, that information gets uploaded to Tesla's servers and then downloaded to every other Tesla in the world within hours. It's like having millions of driving instructors all teaching your car simultaneously. But the neural network is just the beginning. The second breakthrough is Tesla's new vision system. Most companies rely on expensive LiDAR sensors that cost thousands of dollars and look like spinning buckets on top of cars. Tesla took a completely different approach. They're using 8 cameras and advanced computer vision to create a 360-degree view of the world that's actually more detailed than what human eyes can see. These cameras don't just see in regular light. They can see in complete darkness through rain, snow, and fog. They can detect objects that are smaller than a tennis ball from over 200 feet away. The resolution is so high that the car can read street signs, traffic lights, and even hand signals from other drivers with perfect accuracy. The really crazy part is how these cameras work together. Each camera captures slightly different angles, and the computer combines all 8 views to create a 3-dimensional map of everything around your car in real time. It's like having 8 sets of eyes that never blink, never look away, and never miss a single detail. The third breakthrough is what Tesla calls their planning system. This is where the car decides what to do with all the information it's gathering. The old system would follow pre-programmed rules. If you see a red light, stop. If you see a green light, go. But the new system actually thinks through complex scenarios like a human driver would, except it does it thousands of times faster. For example, if the car sees a ball rolling into the street, it doesn't just slow down. It predicts that a child might be chasing that ball, calculates the probability of different outcomes, and makes a decision that prioritizes safety above everything else. The car can even communicate with other Tesla vehicles to coordinate lane changes and merging in heavy traffic. Now, if you're finding this as fascinating as I am, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It really helps Auto Intel reach more people who are interested, and I promise the next part of this video is going to get even more interesting. Let's talk about what this means for traditional car manufacturers. Companies like Ford, General Motors, and Volkswagen have been working on autonomous driving for decades. They've invested billions of dollars in research and development. But here's the problem they're facing. They're trying to solve autonomous driving with the same old thinking that got them into this mess in the first place. Traditional car manufacturers are still thinking about autonomous driving as an add-on feature, like cruise control or heated seats. They're trying to bolt autonomous systems onto existing car designs that were never meant to be autonomous in the first place. Tesla designed their cars from the ground up to be autonomous. Every wire, every sensor, every piece of software was designed with full autonomy in mind. The data advantage Tesla has is almost impossible to overcome. Tesla has over 2 million cars on the road right now, all feeding data back to their central servers. Ford's autonomous driving program has maybe a few thousand test vehicles. Even if Ford's technology was exactly as good as Tesla's, which it isn't, they would still be years behind simply because they don't have access to the same amount of real-world driving data. But here's where things get really interesting for you as a consumer. This technology isn't just about making driving easier. It's about fundamentally changing how we think about car ownership, transportation, and even city planning. When cars can drive themselves perfectly, you won't need to own a car anymore. You'll just summon one when you need it. Think about it. Your car sits parked about 95% of the time. That's a massive waste of resources. But when cars can drive themselves, one autonomous vehicle can serve multiple families throughout the day. It drops you off at work, then goes to pick up someone else, then runs errands, then comes back to get you at the end of the day. The economics of transportation completely change. This is where we need to talk about the hidden costs that nobody mentions. Yes, Tesla's full self-driving capability costs $15,000 up front, or $199 per month. But when you factor in the time you save, the stress reduction, the improved safety, and the potential to use your car as a source of income when you're not using it, the economics actually make a lot of sense. Tesla owners are already making money by adding their cars to Tesla's robotaxi network during hours when they don't need them. Your car literally goes out and makes money for you while you're sleeping or at work. Some Tesla owners are reporting income of $500 to $1,000 per month just from letting their car work as an autonomous taxi. But let's address the elephant in the room. Is this technology actually safe? This is probably the most important question, and the answer might surprise you. Tesla's full self-driving system is already statistically safer than human drivers. The data shows that Tesla vehicles with FSD engaged have accidents at a rate that's about 10 times lower than the average human driver. But here's what's really impressive. The system is getting better every single day. Human drivers don't improve much after they get their license. If anything, we get worse as we age, develop bad habits, or become complacent. Tesla's system learns from every mile driven by every Tesla owner around the world. It's like having a driver that has millions of years of driving experience and never stops learning. The safety improvements are just theoretical. Tesla's system reacts faster than any human ever could. The average human reaction time is about 1.5 seconds. Tesla's system reacts in milliseconds. When a child runs into the street, those extra seconds can literally mean the difference between life and death. We're about halfway through this video, and I want to make sure you're still with me because what I'm about to share next is going to change how you think about the future of transportation forever. If you're enjoying this deep dive into Tesla's autonomous driving technology, stick around because we're about to explore what happens when every car on the road can drive itself. The ripple effects of autonomous driving go far beyond just transportation. When cars can drive themselves perfectly, we won't need traffic lights anymore. Cars will communicate with each other and coordinate their movements through intersections without ever stopping. Traffic jams will become a thing of the past because autonomous vehicles can maintain perfect spacing and optimal speeds. Parking lots will disappear from city centers because cars won't need to park near where you're going. Your car can drop you off and then go park itself miles away where land is cheaper, or better yet, go serve other customers while you're busy. This frees up massive amounts of urban space for housing, parks, and businesses. The environmental impact is huge too. When cars can drive themselves efficiently, we can reduce the total number of vehicles on the road by about 80%. Fewer cars means less manufacturing, less resource consumption, and dramatically lower emissions. Even if we weren't switching to electric vehicles, autonomous driving alone would have a massive positive impact on the environment. But here's where Tesla's approach is really genius. They're not just building autonomous cars. They're building an entire ecosystem of energy generation, storage, and consumption. Your Tesla charges itself using solar panels on your roof, stores energy in your home battery system, and even feeds energy back to the grid when demand is high. The integration between all these systems is what sets Tesla apart from every other company trying to compete in this space. While other companies are trying to build autonomous driving systems that work with existing infrastructure, Tesla is rebuilding the entire infrastructure from the ground up. This brings us to a crucial point that most people don't understand. Tesla isn't really a car company anymore. They're an energy company that happens to make cars. They're a software company that happens to make hardware. They're a data company that happens to make transportation solutions. This broader vision is what makes their autonomous driving technology so much more advanced than anything else on the market. The software updates that Tesla pushes to their cars aren't just bug fixes. They're fundamental improvements to how the car thinks and operates. Your Tesla literally gets smarter and more capable over time. It's like having a car that goes back to driving school every few weeks and comes back with new skills. Other car manufacturers are still thinking about cars the way they always have. You buy a car, you drive it for a few years, and then you buy a new one. But Tesla cars improve over time. A Tesla from 2018 with the latest software updates can do things that were impossible when it was first manufactured. Try getting that from a Ford or a Chevy. This continuous improvement model is what makes Tesla's full self-driving technology so compelling. You're not just buying a car with autonomous driving capability. You're buying into a platform that gets more valuable over time. As the neural network learns and improves, your car becomes more capable, more efficient, and more valuable. Let's talk about what this means for your daily life. Imagine never having to worry about parking again. Imagine being able to work, read, or relax during your commute instead of stressing about traffic. Imagine never having to worry about drunk driving, distracted driving, or road rage. Imagine a world where traffic accidents are virtually eliminated. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. Tesla owners are already experiencing glimpses of this future every day. The technology exists, it's being tested on public roads, and it's getting better at an exponential rate. But here's what I think is the most exciting part. We're not just talking about making driving easier or safer. We're talking about fundamentally changing how society functions. When transportation becomes essentially free and infinitely available, it changes where people can live, where they can work, and how they spend their time. Rural areas become more attractive because you can live anywhere and still have access to urban amenities. Your car can drive you to the city for work, entertainment, or shopping while you sleep, work, or relax. The geographic constraints that have shaped human civilization for thousands of years start to disappear. Cities can be redesigned around people instead of cars. Instead of dedicating 30% of urban space to park, we can have more housing, more parks, more gathering spaces. The quality of life in cities improves dramatically when you remove the noise, pollution, and danger of human-driven vehicles. If you're as excited about this future as I am, make sure you're subscribed to Auto Intel because we're going to be covering every development in autonomous driving technology as it happens. Hit that notification bell too so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos about the future of transportation. The economic implications are staggering. The transportation industry employs millions of people as drivers, mechanics, traffic enforcement officers, and insurance adjusters. Many of these jobs will disappear as autonomous vehicles become widespread. But history shows us that technological revolutions don't just eliminate jobs. They create new ones that we can't even imagine yet. The smartphone revolution eliminated jobs for payphone operators, film developers, and travel agents. But it created millions of new jobs in app development, social media management, and digital marketing. The autonomous driving revolution will follow a similar pattern. New industries will emerge around autonomous vehicle management, remote monitoring, predictive maintenance, and customer experience optimization. The data generated by millions of autonomous vehicles will create opportunities in analytics, artificial intelligence, and urban planning that don't exist today. But the transition won't be smooth for everyone. Communities that depend on transportation-related jobs will need support and retraining programs. Gas stations will need to pivot to electric charging stations. Auto repair shops will need to learn how to service high-tech electric vehicles instead of traditional internal combustion engines. The regulatory challenges are enormous too. Every country, every state, and every city will need to update their laws to accommodate autonomous vehicles. Insurance companies will need to figure out who's liable when an autonomous vehicle has an accident. Law enforcement will need new tools and training to deal with crimes involving autonomous vehicles. Despite these challenges, the momentum behind autonomous driving is unstoppable. The benefits are too significant, and the technology is advancing too rapidly for regulatory barriers to hold it back for long. Countries and regions that embrace autonomous driving early will have significant economic advantages over those that resist the change. China is already deploying autonomous vehicles in several major cities. European countries are fast-tracking regulations to allow autonomous vehicle testing. Even traditionally conservative regulatory environments are recognizing that they need to adapt or risk being left behind. This is where Tesla's advantage becomes really apparent. While other companies are waiting for perfect regulatory clarity, Tesla is already collecting data and improving their systems with millions of real-world miles. By the time regulations catch up, Tesla will have such a significant technological lead that it will be almost impossible for competitors to catch up. The network effects are powerful too. The more Tesla vehicles on the road, the better the system becomes for everyone. Each new Tesla owner contributes to the collective intelligence of the entire fleet. This creates a virtuous cycle where Tesla's autonomous driving system improves faster than any competitor's system possibly could. But Tesla isn't resting on their technological advantages. They're already working on the next generation of improvements. They're developing new chip architectures that will make their cars even more computationally powerful. They're experimenting with new sensor technologies that will make their cars even more perceptive. They're building manufacturing capabilities that will let them produce autonomous vehicles at unprecedented scale and cost efficiency. The timeline for widespread autonomous driving adoption is accelerating. Industry experts who were predicting full autonomy by 2030 just a few years ago are now talking about 2026 or 2027. Some Tesla enthusiasts believe we'll see widespread robotaxi deployment in major cities within the next 2 years. The economic forces driving this timeline are powerful. Companies that can deploy autonomous vehicles successfully will have massive competitive advantages. Consumers who can access autonomous transportation will have significant lifestyle and economic benefits. Governments that can reduce traffic accidents and improve transportation efficiency will have compelling reasons to accelerate adoption. Here's what I think will happen over the next 5 years. Tesla will continue to expand their full self-driving capabilities to more cities and more driving conditions. Other car manufacturers will either partner with Tesla or struggle to keep up with their own autonomous driving programs. Traditional taxi and ride-sharing companies will either adapt to autonomous vehicles or get disrupted out of existence. The tipping point will come when autonomous vehicles become cheaper and more convenient than human-driven vehicles for most trips. Once that happens, the transition will accelerate rapidly. People won't choose to drive themselves when they can get where they're going more safely, more efficiently, and at lower cost by using an autonomous vehicle. We're already seeing early signs of this transition. Tesla owners report that they prefer using full self-driving mode even when they're capable of driving themselves. The stress reduction and convenience benefits are significant enough that people choose autonomy even when it's not perfect yet. The implications for car ownership are profound. If you can summon an autonomous vehicle whenever you need one, and it's cheaper than owning and maintaining your own car, why would you own a car at all? The economics strongly favor shared autonomous vehicles over individual ownership for most people. This shift will happen gradually, then suddenly. Early adopters will start using autonomous ride-sharing services for some trips while still owning their own cars. As the services become more reliable and cost-effective, people will use them for more trips. Eventually, they'll realize they haven't used their personal car in months and decide to sell it. The environmental benefits of this transition are enormous. Shared autonomous vehicles can be electric, which eliminates emissions from transportation. They can be utilized much more efficiently than personally owned vehicles, which reduces the total number of vehicles that need to be manufactured. They can be optimized for specific use cases, which improves overall efficiency. But the social implications might be even more significant. When transportation becomes essentially free and universally available, it eliminates one of the biggest barriers to economic mobility. People can live in affordable areas and still have access to job opportunities in expensive cities. They can access education, healthcare, and other services regardless of their geographic location. This is particularly important for elderly people, disabled people, and others who currently face barriers to transportation. Autonomous vehicles can provide independence and mobility to people who can't drive themselves. This isn't just about convenience. It's about equality and human dignity. The safety benefits extend beyond just reducing accidents. Autonomous vehicles can monitor the health of their passengers and call for help if needed. They can detect signs of medical emergencies and route to the nearest hospital automatically. They can provide secure transportation for vulnerable populations like children and elderly people. The productivity benefits are significant too. Instead of spending time driving, people can work, learn, or relax during their commutes. This effectively gives everyone more time in their day. The economic value of this increased productivity is enormous when you multiply it across millions of people. As we wrap up this deep dive into Tesla's full self-driving technology, let me summarize the key takeaways that every car owner needs to understand. First, Tesla's autonomous driving technology is already more advanced than anything else on the market, and it's improving rapidly. The combination of neural networks, computer vision, and planning systems creates capabilities that traditional car manufacturers simply can't match. Second, the economic model of transportation is changing fundamentally. Car ownership as we know it will become obsolete for most people. Shared autonomous vehicles will be cheaper, more convenient, and more efficient than individual ownership. This transition will happen faster than most people expect. Third, the safety benefits are real and significant. Tesla's full self-driving system is already statistically safer than human drivers, and it's getting better every day. The potential to eliminate traffic accidents represents one of the biggest public health improvements in human history. Fourth, the environmental benefits are enormous. Autonomous electric vehicles can reduce emissions from transportation by 80% or more. The efficiency gains from shared autonomous vehicles can reduce the total number of vehicles on the road by similar amounts. Fifth, the social implications are profound. Universal access to autonomous transportation can eliminate barriers to economic mobility, improve quality of life for vulnerable populations, and fundamentally change how we design cities and communities. Communities. If you found this analysis helpful, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, hit that like button to help Auto Intel reach more people who need to understand what's coming in the world of autonomous driving. Second, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos about the latest developments in electric vehicles and autonomous driving technology. Third, check out our next video where we dive deep into Tesla's new battery technology that's going to make electric vehicles even more affordable and efficient than they already are. The future of transportation is happening right now, and Auto Intel is here to help you understand exactly what it means for you and your family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we explore the next breakthrough that's going to change everything about how we get around.